This is a scary story that I witnessed myself. My grandmother's house and my friend Jin's grandfather's house were opposite each other. We were the same age and our parents were both divorced and living far away, who abandoned us, of course. We had so many similarities, so we also became good friends. Jin had a pale face and looked a bit malnourished. She lived with her grandfather, who was aggressive, and his way of upbringing was mainly beating and scolding. The one time I was most impressed was when I was doing my homework in my room and I heard someone swearing downstairs very loudly. Hearing the voice, I knew it was Jin's grandfather. He scolded her again, hitting and scolding her aggressively in public. Jin didn't resist, didn't run away, but only bowed her head to receive the beating. Some people in the neighborhood saw this and were deeply saddened, immediately stopping and tried to convince Jin's grandfather to stop being so violent towards her. But he was a stubborn, selfish and very aggressive person. Anyone who dared to stop him would be scolded and cursed with harsh words. "If anyone ever challenges me, I will beat them and I will beat the child, so get out of here!" Therefore, the people around him also didn't want to be involved in what he did. 1 year ago, I was also beaten like this, beaten until my eyes were black and blue. I couldn't accept this, so I understood what Jin was going through. The two of us decided to run away to the roof of a building when we wanted to escape. It was our secret little attic. Jin's heart was obviously filled with hatred towards her grandfather, including her parents who abandoned her and made her miserable as she was then. Every time she was beaten by him, she would record it in a notebook, which the purpose of was to avenge when the time would come. Jin hid it in the corner of the closet in the attic where no one could find it. Later, as we were growing up, when I was in my freshman year of college, I took a vacation to visit my grandmother, and from there, I discovered Jin's terrible secret. She dropped out of high school after entering society. We rarely saw each other. We hardly had any contact with each other anymore. As soon as I went upstairs that day, I saw Jin's grandfather's door with a white wreath like a house in mourning. When I got to Grandma's house, I asked how it was Jin's. At this time, I knew that Jin's grandfather was dead. This made me surprised, so I asked her why he died. I just thought he died of old age at first, but I didn't think it was a suicide. Before he was discovered, he had been hanging for several days. Everyone said that they were also surprised because with Mr. Jin's character, he would never hang himself to commit suicide. Jin, after hearing that I had returned to his hometown, came to me to inquire about the situation. She looked indescribable then, as she was 180 degrees different from when she was in high school and looked like a gangster senior. Seeing Mr. Jin die, I wanted to comfort her so that she would be less sad and not blame herself. But she didn't seem sad. She even felt comfortable being alone. Jin's face looked very relaxed. Not a single tear had fell. And she also told the truth, that she wished her grandfather had died sooner. After a year, we were completely different, could not find a common topic anymore, and the conversations that we would have ran dry. Jin was busy with work, so she left first, leaving me alone in the old attic. But I felt curious. I really wanted to know, what did Jin go through all those years? I didn't know if she still had the habit of writing in that diary, but was the diary maybe still hidden in that drawer? Opening the cabinet, I couldn't help but be surprised. There was a scarecrow dangling inside, a creepy one. There was plenty of bloodstains on the straw scarecrow. Then, I also found Jin's diary in the closet. I nervously opened it and was surprised at what was written inside. It recorded the method of using blood and a scarecrow to curse someone, and the cursed person would die just like the scarecrow. The hanging scarecrow looked like Jin's grandfather and was hanging in the same way. I started to understand what had happened when I heard someone's voice behind me. While I was in my own thought, my neighbor, Auntie Lou, was upstairs to get some clothing. She startled me. The contents of the notebook made me confused. I did not believe that Jin could kill a grandfather like that. I didn't dare ask Jin about this, nor tell anyone. I could only put the diary back in its place, pretending I didn't see it. After that, we hardly saw each other ever again. Sometimes we did have a little contact, but just politeness because she scared me. She also said in her diary that she would use the same method to deal with her parents, whom she hates very much. I really don't know how to solve this problem.